Well, let's do it. Austin, welcome to the show. You know, it's always awesome to get perspectives from different kinds of goalies. We've been
Yeah.
interviewing a lot of pro goalies. I just spoke with 3 different college goalies, and now I want to welcome a 14-year-old goalie to the show. It's Austin Kitces. Austin, welcome to the show.
What's up?
Yeah. So maybe tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, how many years you've been playing goalie, what you like about this position so much.
So to start with, I've been playing goalie for about 4-5 years now. I think I started in 4th grade, and the story and how I started was they needed a goalie, so I hopped in. I was really scared the first day I played, and I really liked it. And then a month later, I had my dad taking me to Lacrosse Unlimited. We got pads, and it just became natural. And I played. That was the only position I started to play. And no, I really enjoy playing. I think it's really cool. Just when you make a really nice save and everyone's cheering, it's really nice to hear that, and it really boosts my motivation when I'm playing.
That's awesome. You know, that feeling of being scared of the ball is very common. I started playing goalie in college, so a little bit later than you, but I remember that feeling very vividly, very vividly.
And to be honest,
go ahead.
It still happens to me sometimes, because it's not being being a goalie that's been playing for a while doesn't mean you're still not a human. You still feel those instincts to, hide up. But I think that's the hardest thing about being a goalie is just standing there strong and tall. But yeah, I've definitely improved. We keep working on it every day. We do drills like tennis ball drills and where they'll drop a ball on my head. It's just with a helmet on. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you just have to keep working on that stuff. And then that's how you get better. Just keep working.
Yeah. No, that's a great point. I mean, even, at the D1 collegiate level, oftentimes you'll see a shot and you'll see those fear responses from the goalie, because we are all humans. And, when someone cranks a 90, 85, 95 mile an hour rubber bullet at you, just your natural reaction is to defend yourself. That's the body's natural reaction. But how did you, so that's a great point. It's a great point that even though if it's something that you feel like you've conquered, it can come back, and that's fine. I mean, that's fine. We just keep working. How did you overcome that? You mentioned doing some drills. Was there some different mindset things that you thought about?
I remember a few years ago, I remember this video every day. I watch your video on the how to not be scared of the ball. Because I watch your videos all the time. I sneak it in school when I'm just supposed to be doing work. I'll watch your videos college goalies against each other. But mainly it's just a lot of drills, a lot of lessons from different coaches who have many years and experience of this sport and this position. Yeah. And also just getting older and stronger. I feel like that's really helped, because now that your body's developing more, feel like you're more used and more able to take hard shots right at you.
Yeah. Well, thank you for that, and thank you for watching all those videos.
Yeah, I do.
Sorry to be a distraction in your schoolwork, but hey, we're doing the people's work out here. Yeah, I'll link up to that video. A young goalie asked me essentially this same question, where hey, he was just starting, so he was like, yeah, sometimes I duck. To the point where he's so scared he kind of ducks. And I was giving my advice on, how to overcome that fear of the ball, because it's a very common issue. So, well, cool.
Yeah, I know a lot of goalies who are really good my age who still have that problem.
For sure. So then, so you start out because your team needs a goalie. Good on you for stepping up, and you kind of make some saves and get used to, the ball coming at you, and you like it. You like the position. Yeah. What do you like about it the most?
I mean, you don't have to do any running, so that's the first part. But no, I'm kidding.
Solid. Hey, some people are not runners, and
yeah, I'm it's weird because I'm one of the faster kids on my team. I'm just fast, and I sit in goalie. and I don't really get to use it. When I do use it, like the coach gets kind of mad. So,
Mm.
but no, I think my favorite part of playing goalie is just I like the whole atmosphere and I like controlling the defense. And I really like just making that really key save because you're looking at you to do it. And I like playing under pressure. And I don't know, it's a position that's different from any others. I feel like it's not like because I feel like every other position on the field it's like pretty similar. You have the same mindset, but just goalie's so much different. That it just makes it so much better, in my opinion.
Yeah. Love it. Yeah. Awesome. So you start, let's see, you're 14 now. You said you started like 5-6 years ago. How did you go about learning the goalie position? I mean, there's a lot to learn, right? There's a lot to understand, and there's a lot going on. I'm curious how you went about learning how to make saves.
So I started mainly by watching just like YouTube videos when I was really starting because I felt like there was no point in hiring a goalie coach when I was in fourth grade yet because I didn't even know if I was going to stay at goalie. I just liked it at the time. And then I kept picking up different techniques and I just kept mastering different ways to save the ball, like kick saves or saves with my leg or like over off stick high saves that I wasn't doing when I was really young. And every year there'd just be new saves. And now that I'm older, it's just they all combine and it makes like a machine.
Yeah.
And I just kept over the years, I just kept learning more and more. And I hope to do that because my goal is to go deep one day.
Nice. That's a great goal. I love that. To your point about, when you're just starting out, if you can afford it, it's great to have a goalie coach. I mean, all things being equal, like it's awesome to have a goalie coach. But like you said,
Yeah.
there
And I
are
actually
ways
got a
to.
goalie coach last fall.
Oh, you did. Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
a really good goalie. I don't know if you know him. His name's Tom Lavery.
Tom Lavery. It sounds familiar, but I don't know. Yeah. I'll have to get him on the show.
Yeah, no, he's the goalie coach at a college in Boston called Bentley.
Okay.
And no, he's a really good coach.
Awesome. Anyway, my point was, if you can get a coach, great, but don't feel like you need one because like you said, Austin, there's YouTube videos, my website, laxgoalierat.com. That's kind of the whole idea of it, is to teach people who don't have or can't afford those coaches. So there's a lot you can learn on your own. And then like you did, Austin, there comes a point where, hey, I'm probably ready for a coach now. Let me see if I can take this to the next level. And
Yeah.
then you go working with a coach. What else has he taught you?
A lot of so I was working with him last year, like in the fall, and then I'm gonna probably start up with him right when I get back from summer camp. But we did a lot of footwork drills, a lot of cones, and a lot of that's what I remember. We did a lot of footwork drills, and we just went through so much. And like, I think I was working with him for like 2 months. We did a lot in that period, but yeah, I remember a lot of it was footwork drills. Like stepping to the ball, and reacting with your feet and not just with your hands.
Yep, awesome, important stuff. Yeah, you mentioned your goal is to play D1 lacrosse. Why do you want to do that?
Well, my two favorite goalies who I've actually got to talk to, both of them, they're such an inspiration to me. Alex Rode. I remember I was like texting with you after he won the national championship, and I kept telling you how much I loved him. Also, Tim Trelner. And those two goalies are like, I don't know, really special to me because one, those are my two favorite teams, the Redwoods and Virginia. Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
All right, sorry about that.
All good.
Yeah, so those are my two favorite goalies. And I just love how they play, And one day I want to be like them. Those are the two people who I want to be like. And just really special, especially watching them to play, getting to watch them play in the big stage, in
Mhm.
person.
Mhm.
Just every technique that goes into it that you don't really see on TV, like their warm ups, and it's really special for me to see, and I really want to be like that one day.
Awesome. Awesome. Are you, those are two lefties. Are you a lefty?
No, I know
No,
those
okay.
are two lefties,
I was just
but
curious.
no, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, I had Tim Troutner on the show. I haven't gotten to speak with Alex Rode yet, but awesome goalies. Awesome goalies from
they are.
from a playing standpoint. And it's
Tim
pretty great.
Chalmers probably third best in the world right now. So
I
yeah,
know. And it's so crazy. He just had immediate success. Like one day he's playing high at high point, like
high point. Yeah,
at D1, and then like the next week he's playing against the best players in the world, and he's making
he
saves, and he
won Rookie of
made
the
the
Year,
all
I think.
rookie of the year. He made the All-Star team. It's just unbelievable. It kind of goes to show, like, not to say this was the case with Tim, but for goalies, like once you find your confidence, like once you get on a really hot streak, like goalies can
Yeah,
really explode,
yeah,
more
that's what I
more
was gonna
so than
say
any other
because
position.
I think the hardest part about being goalie, and I don't know, I think it's the mental. I think being the mental part of being a goalie is the hardest part for me. I think
Yeah,
that's
let's talk about that. What would you say you struggle with? Like, what are some of the
and that's the
problems?
struggle that I have most. That is the only thing that brings me down for being, trying to play D1. But it's just I feel like people are in my head, just I'm not gonna play well. And I need to work on that a lot. And I'm gonna keep working on that every day.
Yeah,
But every day, it's just my goal is to keep working on that. But if I and when I'm playing well, I just like if I make a good save, maybe another one, then I'm gonna start playing really well, and then I'm gonna start being mentally capable of playing really well. And
hmm
that's the biggest struggle for me is
yeah,
mental.
yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, Austin. One of the things that a lot of goalies are missing is this concept of the why, right? It's like this big goal that drives them. You got it, right? D1. I want to be a D1 goalie, D1 lacrosse goalie, right? And I hope you have that goal like written somewhere, posted on your computer, posted in your locker, because it
That's
really,
my that's my background.
boom, background on the phone. Love it. Love it. Yeah. Cause it really then drives, how you act, right? How you
Yeah,
act, right? It's like, would a D1 goalie play video games all day, or would a D1 goalie go out there and get some work in, right? Would a D1 goalie do this, or would a D1 goalie do that? It really like drives how you are. And then on those days when you don't feel like practicing, you take one in the thigh or the shin, you don't feel like being there. You go back to that why. It's like, it's what really drives you. So that's a huge important piece of the mental game, if you ask me.
yep.
Yeah. And the second piece, what did you say? So yeah, people kind of getting
Yeah, get it
in
in
your
your head.
head.
Like, for instance, I had a game this it was in like May or April, and it was a really loud atmosphere. A lot of
Mm,
we were away, and there was a lot of opposing teams fans there, just like kids who were in the same grade as us, just who didn't play lacrosse. And it was nighttime, and we were playing against a really good offensive team, and I made a few good saves. I was rolling, and then I let in a few, and I go, oh, all right, so let's keep it going. Let in a
yeah.
few more, and then it's just like boom, it got to me, and then I'd like kind of panicked a little bit, but like I don't know, but like another instance is if I'm playing really well, I'll just keep making saves, and that happened to me. Another game, I made a lot of good saves. I was making a ton of saves, and then I was just like really rolling in myself, and I kept making really good saves. And yeah, it was just it felt really well. Felt like a really good feeling.
Yeah. Yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about. I mean, I played in college, and in college, Friday night under the lights, you've got some college kids. They're enjoying themselves on the sidelines, and they give you the
Exactly.
business. They give you the business, you know, as a goalie. Like they're trying to get in your head, and you know, it's a battle. And if you let them get in your head, like they win, right? Or if you acknowledge them at any way. So for me, I would just, you know, as much as you can, you block it out, right? Are you going to hear it? Yeah, of course you're going to hear it, but like
Yeah.
your focus is on the game as much as possible. And then
Yep.
understand that, you know, you're going to take losses. You're going to take losses. Both that could be like, you know, giving up a goal. That's a loss, right? That could be an
Yeah.
actual loss of the game. That could be having a bad quarter. And it's not like in the grand scheme of things, that goal, like on that goal that you gave up on your journey to be a D1 goalie, like it's a very small, you know, speck on the scale. And
Yep.
you as a goalie need to be able to understand that, one, but then two, just move on. You
Yeah.
know, I often talk about, you ever seen in Vegas, like the roulette wheel, you know,
Yep.
yep, how they have like the numbers posted of like the previous numbers that have come up, right? And you see like 5 blacks in a row, and you're like, oh, this one has to be green because look at
Yeah.
all those black. The roulette wheel does not care at all. It's like it's an independent roll. It doesn't matter what has happened the last 5 rolls, right? This next roll is independent, and it doesn't matter. And that's how, as goalies, how we need to think is like, doesn't
Yeah.
matter if
Sure,
I
man.
just, yeah, it doesn't matter if I've given up 5 goals in a row. This next one is the one that matters. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's what everyone tells me. Like my coaches, when I told them this problem, they're like, "Just have a short memory. It's the next save. Just just strike the ball out of the net, turn around, give it to the ref, and then just go back and just think positively. Think that yes, I'm going to be making this next save because like they know that you're capable of doing it. They know that you like if they're playing you, they know that you're a good goalie.
Yeah.
And yeah, and another reason why I think I got kind of like, I don't know, like in my head is because on my team this year, there was 3 goalies and I was really trying to compete for that number 1 spot. And when I played bad, like if I let in a shot, I would think like, oh, shoot, I'm not going to make that number 1 spot for the rest of the season. I can't think that way. I just have to think like next save.
Yeah. I mean, you know it, right?
I've been working on it. That probably wouldn't have been my answer like a month ago.
Good. Yeah. Well, you know what helps quite a bit is to talk about it. I mean, like what we're doing right here. But also, you know, you're 14. If you can, like, reach out to some other goalies who are 12, 11, 10, and try and teach them that lesson.
Yeah, so I actually have like something that was pretty special to me. So we for school lacrosse, there's an 8th grade team. My team was actually really good this year. We were a really good team, and there was a 7th grade team. And I got to warm up the 7th grade goalies. We would go to the games, and I got to warm up, and it was really cool, like giving them pointers, because like it really showed that I was like developing as a goalie.
Yeah.
When I was warming them up.
Yeah. You know, to teach something, like you have to understand it at a much deeper level. It's like, you have to understand it better than when you actually do it. And
Yeah.
so when you teach somebody something, you're actually coaching yourself. It's a very important point. Like, and it could be both like, the physical coaching of how we make a save, but it could also be like the mental stuff. So when you teach someone, to reset and move on, or how to block out people on the sidelines, you're also coaching yourself. It's awesome stuff.
Yeah.
What else would you say you're struggling with?
Mainly just that, and sometimes consistency, but that's the reason why it's consistency.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I think I've been thriving more than struggling.
Good. That's what I like to hear. You mentioned Alex Rode. You mentioned Tim Troutner. Any other goalies that you kind of really enjoy watching, really look up to, really like their style of play?
I really enjoy watching Drake Porter, because I really like that his play style is top hand and not really body. He's really quick at the top hand. And I think that's really cool because it's really fun to watch. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
He's got such a unique style. He's very very, like you said, very quick with the
He like
hand. He's
stand.
very hands. Yeah, he's very upright, kind of with the hands and in his stance, and just bam, explodes his hands to the ball.
Like really quick.
Yeah. What would you say is your style of play? How would you describe it?
Probably a hybrid of like Drake Porter style and like Alex Rode, because I know Alex Rode is more like he's more of a hybrid. Like he gets a lot of saves with his stick and with his body, and I think that's like my play style around Drake's and around Alex's, like in the middle kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Because I get a lot of stick saves top hand. I have a really quick top hand, but I get a few body saves. I get a good amount of body saves also.
Cool. How did you develop that good top hand quickness?
A lot of tennis ball drills. I do that every day. Right? Yeah.
Cool.
Tennis ball back and forth.
What kind of drills? Just people.
So usually, so when I'm with another person, they'll throw it behind me, and I'll explode my top hand, or I'll put like a hand behind my back, and I'll go like in different corners and stuff. My
Mm-hmm.
top hand.
Awesome. Let's see here.
And I love just getting shot on. Like I'll go sometimes with my friends to just a turf field nearby, and they'll just take a few hundred shots on me, and then we'll call it a day. You know?
Yeah, I mean, getting live shots is super important. And not only that, like as a goalie, we really have to, I get nervous when goalies don't like taking shots because that's what we do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the more shots you can take, the better. Like sometimes some goalies will tell me, hey, I'm struggling with, insert name of shot, a bounce shot, a high shot, a off hit.
Yeah, bounce shots are pretty hard. I'm still trying to work on those.
Yeah. And I'll ask them, and I'll ask you, is like, how many bounce shots a week are you seeing?
I mean, now that the season's over, I've been seeing less, obviously, because I don't have practice anymore. But I still play every day on like my wall.
Yeah.
But probably I'd probably give myself like 20 bounces a day. I don't know. I do a lot of handwork when I'm by myself.
Good.
A lot of
Yeah, that's not bad. I mean, sometimes, people will say not that many, like 20 a week or 100 a week. And I say, all right, see 300 a week, right? Like just really, really ramp it up, because the more bounce shots you see, the more off stick hip shots you see from different angles, from different shooters, like the more you're going to be, the more you're going to become accustomed to seeing that shot, and you're going to know how to make the save.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was this, did you attend any of the Goalie Summit sessions?
So this year, you mean this year?
The one we just did in June.
Yeah. So the summit sessions, I was signed up for one, or I was going to one, but I couldn't. My great grandma just recently passed.
Oh,
so we had to go to her funeral.
I'm sorry about that.
And that was when I was going to do it.
Yeah.
That's it.
No worries. I was just curious because there was this one session. This guy, and I'll send you access to the session so you can check them out.
Yeah.
Later. But there was one session this guy did about vision, and he puts up this picture and he goes, "What do you guys see here?" Right? And it's kind of like, it was like a blob. Like no one really knew what it was. It was like, oh, I don't know. It's like, there was guesses from all over. And then he goes, "I'll tell you what it is. It's a cow." And once you see the cow, like you can't unsee it. You know what I mean? Like then you look at this picture, and every single time you see the cow, and it's kind of like that for shots. Like once you start seeing a lot of shots, you're like, okay, I've seen this shot before, right? I know how to react as a goalie to this. So more shots you can see, the better you're going to be. Keep it up.
So my question is once you get to a really high level and they're shooting really fast, like in the 90s, because you can't really see the ball as a human. Can you see a 95 mile per hour shot, you think, like where you can like really trace it with your eyes?
I would say outside of like 8 yards, you can see it. It's moving fast. Don't get me wrong, but yeah, you could pick it up. And so that's why, I like to coach a lesson I learned from the Goalie Smith guys, which is once they get inside 8 yards, and especially if it's sort of a time and room shot, you really have to read their body language and kind of beat them to the spot. That's the only way. That's the only way. From an outside shot, yeah, you could see it, and you're going to have to, react really quickly. But, it's still the strategy from an outside shot is I'm going to wait, see where it's going, and then react, as opposed to when it's on the inside shot, I need to read their shoulders. I need to read the situation and just beat them to the spot. So
It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be a whole new lesson to learn.
yeah, well, once you go to each level, like the game gets a lot faster. Like you start playing in high school, it's a lot faster than what you're used to, right? But you get used
right
to
now.
Yeah, you get used to it. Once you go to college, again, all the goalies say like, it's just a much higher level, but you're going to get used to it. And as much as
I just feel like.
Go ahead.
Here you go. So I just feel like looking at like when I was like in 5th grade and like seeing what I do now, like it would be like so scary for me to hop in the net when I was like in 5th grade to see what I take now.
Right. Exactly.
But like back then I thought I'd never like take hard shots, and I just like, it's kind of like school. Like every year you go through a harder level, and it's like same with that.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a great analogy. It's like, and you look back then at like, oh man, I can't believe like in 1st grade, I thought that was hard. That's so easy from where I'm at now. Yeah. Yeah. And you get used to it. Like, in my own online business, like I run an online business, Lax Goalie Rat, right? Like I remember there was when you're first starting out, I made like, let's say I made like $20 in a day. And I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. Like that's just so much money. Like I can't even believe I'm making money with this thing. And then now you like look back and I'm like, your attitude changes because you get experience, right? It's the same way with the shots. It's the same way with the shots. But
how long have you been running this company, Lax Goalie Rat?
Well, I started it in 2015, so it's been 7 years. But it's always been a side hustle. I had other jobs, and I would just kind of do this on the side. And now I'm doing it. Now I'm doing it full time, and I love it.
Do you love that transition?
Oh, I love it. I love it. I mean, come on, I get to watch lacrosse all day and think about lacrosse all day and help kids play this marvelous sport in great position. What could be better?
I know.
Yeah.
Ran it professionally, which is probably really hard.
Yeah, well, yeah, I know. I talked to some of these pros and they take a beating, but yeah. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, wait, so I heard that here, I was hearing that when you get to that really high level, do these goalies put like oil on their legs to help with the pin? Oh, the 95-mile-per-hour shot to their leg.
I've never heard that one. It seems like it would make sense, right? It's kind of like a boxer putting Vaseline on his face so that the punches kind of like slide off. I haven't heard that, but I mean, I know some goalies, especially in practice, still wear the leg pads.
Really?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, especially in practice, there's really, I don't know, unless they're like giving you bad habits, like you're, instead of like moving your body and putting your hands to the ball, like you just stick out your leg knowing that I got these shin guards on. Unless that's happening, like I don't see any reason why you wouldn't want to wear them in practice.
Yeah.
That's my point.
I just don't do it. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, think about it, especially like have them there. If you take one off the shin and you're like, crap, like, if I take another one to that spot in this practice session, I'm going to be really screwed.
Yeah, that happened to me once.
Did it?
Yeah. And it hurt, but I think it just goes away after a few minutes.
It does. You get used to it and it goes away. I remember taking a crank shot, same drill, crank shot to the thigh. Then next rep of that same drill, crank shot right to the same part of my thigh. And it was like, I don't know what was going on. My thigh was like spasming.
That's gonna hurt. That'll hurt for a few days.
Yeah, right. Cool. All right. What now that you're 14, let's say there's like an 8-year-old goalie or a 9-year-old goalie listening to this who's just getting started. What advice would you give them, Austin?
I think don't give up. I don't think you want to give up playing goalie because once you're in it, it's really hard to leave it, or it's really hard to get worse, I would say, because every time you improve, you're improving for life. You're improving for the amount of years you play goalie. So just really don't give up if you don't, because all right, I promise you, you're gonna be scared of the ball at first. Happens to everyone. You're going to be scared unless you're like a freak, but it gets better from there.
Awesome. Great advice. Yeah. Great advice. Yeah. Stick with it. It's a beautiful position, and, I'll say this, it's not for everybody.
Yeah,
So you got to recognize, like, if you're not enjoying it, if I would say try hard to fight through that fear a little bit and see what's on the other side. Cause for some goalies, like you, Austin, like myself, what's on the other side is awesome. Some goalies can't, they always have that fear and they're not having any fun, in which case, great, switch positions. But
yep. But I feel like being in the field, like playing like midfielder, you would get hurt more because of all the slashes that you receive to the arm.
totally.
I don't know. That's just me.
Yeah, totally. I mean, each position comes with its risks. So
Correct.
cool. You got other questions for me?
I mean, mainly just like I feel like the only thing I want to get better on is just techniques when I get older. You have any techniques for older goalies who are like in high school, how to practice?
Yeah. Well, one of the pieces of advice that I really like is there's a lot of different ways to play goalie, in terms of like how we set up in our stance, right? Like you see some goalies set up with a real wide base. You see some goalies set up a little bit more like shoulder width apart. You see some goalies play like a really high arc, like come out at the shooters, cut down the angle.
I know that's the Water Dogs goalie. I was watching clips of him. He's like out of the crease. What's his name? Like Dylan Ward or something?
Dylan Ward. Yeah.
Yeah, he's out of the crease.
It's crazy. Yeah. He's a box goalie as well.
Yeah.
And so like he said, I interviewed him and he said that, really the way he plays box and the way he plays field is he tries to do it the same way. And he comes out and he's so big that you can barely even see any of the goal when he's out that far.
Really?
So yeah. Anyway, my point is there's different ways to play goalie. And I would, on my site, I list a lot of there's articles about those different techniques. And I would experiment with those different techniques, right? And maybe what you find is that you can't play that high arc like Dylan Ward. It just doesn't work for you.
No, that would never work for me.
Yep. But then it can give you more confidence because you know that, all right, I'm playing the right way, right? I'm playing the right way for me. I'm playing the best way that I know how. Or you might find something that really works for you. Like, oh, I didn't realize this high arc could work for me. And then, you can be even more confident. So I would experiment with different techniques, right? And not before a game, right? I'm talking about like, this is like preseason practice type of stuff where we're, once you get into games, you need to be confident in what you're doing. So don't make major changes then, but play around, see what works for you. Yep. And then it sounds like you're already working every day, which is kind of would be my, my advice to go.
Yeah. And also I think like, no, what are you saying?
Go ahead.
I think like also it's like kind of important to like maybe take a few shots with the short stick because they can like kind of see the releases and stuff and where to find the ball.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, have some play days, go out and shoot on a goal every once in a while. With the shorty.
Yeah.
I think it's a great idea.
Yep.
Cool. So let's see what you mentioned, you want to be a D1 goalie. Do you have any schools in mind already or not yet?
Yeah, UVA and Richmond are the two main ones. I mean, most of my family's from Virginia and I really want to, I've been a huge UVA fan my whole life, like die hard in every sport.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Love it. Well, have you made any like highlight tapes or tapes of yourself playing?
I really haven't had a chance. Like the best that I've had is like my dad record on the sideline with his phone.
Yeah.
But there's like people around me. I know there's like a few like people who do like videos for lacrosse. Like there's like this guy named like Brandoy who does stuff near me.
Okay.
And there's this guy named Owen Moy who actually works for the PLO. Tried DMing them. They're really busy. So
yeah. Well, you don't have to have like PLL caliber video. It doesn't
those are
hurt.
the only ones I know. Those are the only ones I know. So
Yeah. I mean, one thing I would do is watch highlight tapes. And in fact, I'm going to go out to YouTube right now and let's type in Alex Road.
I'll do that.
Alex Road. It's not highlights because, let me see what comes up. We do Alex.
I like
Road.
watching your comparison videos, like
yeah,
between two goalies.
Yeah, he's got.
He definitely has some highlight videos.
Yeah, but he's got so many highlights from Virginia. Anyway, my point is you can for some of these goalies, like you can find their tapes.
I was watching Drake Porter's high school tapes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm talking about. Like their high school clips where they've been using those to like send to coaches. It's kind of Alex Road, maybe like recruiting or something.
No, he went to St. Paul's, so you could like search up that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll look.
Yeah. Look at that. But my point is, check out those videos, and you can see kind of how they do it and what they include and like where the camera is and just really everything about that video. And I would start, at your age, at 14, and just make a video every year. And then, it might be kind of cool to see the progress. Cool.
Yeah.
So you can use in recruiting.
I mean, I have some clips. I think I sent you one, but it was a good clip. It was a good save.
Yeah, I remember that.
But yeah, did you watch it?
I did. Yeah.
It was kind of blurry, but
yeah. That's why it gets tough when it's like really far away.
Yeah, it was a good save though. I think I have like maybe like 5 clips, but nothing much yet. I know. Maybe I can hire like a local person who can do videos for games. But
yeah. Or I mean, you could film practices too. I like sometimes I'll just put the iPhone on a tripod and like point it right at the goalie while you're taking shots at an angle, and you can get a lot of good footage there, and then also analyze that tape.
Yeah. No, I know. Yeah, I think I have a video of me warming up with like that my goalie coach, but it's like really blurry.
Gotcha.
But yeah.
Cool. Well, Austin,
I'm not that big for a goalie. Oh, sorry. I'm not that big for a goalie. I'm tall, but I'm just not that big.
How tall are you?
I'm 5'10".
And how much do you weigh?
120 something. So I want to gain like 20 pounds this summer, maybe just like muscle.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a big frame. You could put some muscle on that frame for sure. I'm 5'8", 165. So, and I love the gym. And I would say that, the more as a goalie you can fall in love with the gym, I think the better you're going to be. Like, does the muscle helps with the explosion and like just being a better athlete, but it's also like up here. I'll tell you what, Austin, you put on 20 pounds of muscle, you're going to have a new level of confidence about yourself, both in the goal and just like in life. So yeah, that's a good goal to have.
Yeah. All right.
Cool. Well, that was fun. That was fun.
I watched your podcast, so it's really cool to be on one.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad we come on. It's kind of, like I said, it's fun to do these podcasts with different age goalies. We talk about different things, and I'm sure what we covered in this conversation is going to be very relevant for a lot of goalies. So thank you for coming on. You got my email, you got my Instagram. Reach out if you have have any questions.
Yeah. So wait, when will this be released? For
I'll let you know, but I'm probably about 5 or 6 weeks away.
okay, that's fine.
Yeah. So about a month and a half will probably come out.
So
If
yeah, I'll
people,
probably take it right when I get home.
cool. If people want to contact you, do you want to give them your Instagram, or you don't have to?
Yeah. So my Instagram is Austin Kitces. So KITCES.
Cool.
And yeah.
All right, Austin, thank you so much. I'll let you know when this comes out.
All right.
All right, bud. Take care.
Thank you guys.
See ya.
See you.